what's the latest you can tell us on the situation?
Well, the latest we've heard is that the Australian Embassy's trying to work on Sean Turnell's release. There was fears that he's not at, the Novotel or somewhere where you might spend your COVID quarantine, but he may be in either a police station or a local Burmese prison, which is of concern. And it's quite unusual in the sense that whilst the NLD leadership will be with him, he would probably be, as far as we know, the first foreigner locked up by the military junta that's just taken over in the coup.
So I'd imagine his family are pretty worried at those potential conditions you outlined, and just this extra heartbreak of knowing he was seemingly moments away from being whisked away by Australian diplomats to the embassy.
No, that's right. In fact, one of his close friends, a British counterpart, the UK diplomats basically whisked him out of the country as soon as he could. Unfortunately, when the DFAT officials were on their way to also take Sean to the airport, the military got there first and arrested him with these trumped-up charges. But having said that, we're still hopeful that Myanmar will listen to the Australian government, including the Foreign Minister, who we just heard there, who's made submissions on behalf of Professor Turnell, so that we can still get Sean on a plane, at least to Bangkok, and then get him home to Australia, to his family.
So if he'd simply come home, if he is released, do we know why the generals are still keeping him at the moment?
Well, there's some speculation he may know things that the generals may not want people to know, maybe where they keep their Swiss bank accounts, I'm not sure. But basically, he's very knowledgeable about the Myanmar economy. He's the John Maynard Keynes of Burmese economics. So if you're looking at Myanmar in terms of agriculture, in terms of their banking system, the resources sector, infrastructure, he's just very, very knowledgeable. So you can't sort of, buy that sort of human capital that he's got, because he's been advising on the Burmese economy, for over 3 decades.
So just finally, Tim, was he talking about the sort of risk he was potentially facing in the lead up to this?
He was quite casual. I mean, in the sense that I spoke to him after the coup, and he said he was all right. He's quite a selfless person. He was mainly concerned about the Burmese people and Burmese democracy. And even when I said to him, "Listen, mate, you've got to get out of there," he, was quite selfless in a sense. He's not naive, but he does have this commitment to lifting the living standards of the Burmese people, and he's been playing a very professional role in Myanmar. So I think he was aware of the risks, but he's also got his commitment. So hopefully, DFAT can continue to work to convince the Burmese government to let him go.